Could you explain what the love is between a man and a woman?
Oh, love, one's love. People marry to love, share one's life with each other. And those who remain separate, they remain separate, they enjoy.
Is it the same kind of love as the one you would have with God?
In a much lesser degree. The absorption is not so much as in the case of God, because He is so big and so great and celestial and valueless, infinite value. Here the value is in one's fulfillment. One's fulfillment. If I like flower, as long as the flower is able to give joy, fine, that is my flower, that is with me. Values. And funnily enough, now here is the crucial point. Funnily enough, one's love is directed to oneself. No one loves anybody else. This is, funnily enough, it's a false statement that someone loves someone else. Absolutely not. No one loves anybody else. Every current of love is directed towards the self. Wherever, in whatever direction the stream of love flows, it only flows in the direction of the self. If the self is not satisfied, the current doesn't flow. Every wave of love is eternally, always directed to the self. As long as loving pleases me, I am with the boy and playing with him and loving him and all that. But when I feel fed up, you would sit there and I'll come later and say so. It's not the boy that is being loved, it's the self that is being puffed up. It's the self that is being cherished, it's self that is being just puffed up, it's self. It's the self that is being nourished. The boy has been a means to create the waves for the self to swell, and when the self swells in love, it becomes greater. This expansion of the self is all that is dear. The expansion of the self is all that is dear. Something becomes a means for this expansion, and the mind takes a pretext on it. I love him. Where is the love after, maybe after half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and then the love is no good and go. It's the pretext, it's the showpiece. The real is self. No one loves anybody. Everyone loves and feeds his self. And anything that fails to feed the self now is no more a point of love. As long the object feeds the self, so long that is dear. Not the object is dear, but the feeding of the self is dear. That process which enables the self to be swelling in greater and greater magnitudes, more and more range of time and space is covered by the expansion of the self, and that expansion is dear to me. Funnily enough, this is the story of love. My love for God and God and God and God and all day and night God and God, because I feed myself with that. Myself is fed in that feeling for Him. So He is my love and He is my love, and because here is the expansion of the influence of my territory. My self-growth increases, becomes greater and greater. And so I love God. It's the love to the self, by the self, for the self. God is just a means. I make a means of Him. And through that instrumentality of Him, I enjoy, I grow, I swell, I become greater and greater. This is the expansion of the self. So all currents of love are directed by the self, for the self, to the self. Everything else is a wrong evaluation. This is the right evaluation. This is the reality of the story of love. It has only one direction. It has only one source. It has only one goal. And the source and the direction and the goal of love is the same one. Everything else is just a facade without a reality. Understanding shows this, experience shows this, the reality of life proves this. This is, funnily enough, this is the story of love. You see a different picture. And this is as philosophical as this is practical. It is conceptually delineated and it can be empirically verified. Yes?
Maharishi, may I have 4 flowers? I like to give them to 4 people so I can love myself 4 times.
You should speak from here and see them. And yes.
Somebody gave me a note. It says, Goethe said, "The fact that I love you is no concern of yours."
It's a beautiful specimen. It's very real. It's very real.
Maharishi?
It's very sweet.
Maharishi?
I love you and it's no concern of yours. It's very real. It's enjoyable.